Green flag waves for Micromax, the final race of the 2021 season. Here's your starting grid. It's been a nigh on perfect weekend for Nicolas Casarino in the number 12. Noah Janssen, who came into this round as the championship leader, starts alongside him on the front row. Carlos Nees in third, Arjen Kreling in fourth, Len Abbas in fifth, Tim Steiger in sixth, ahead of Christos Malakos. Gabriel Hoffmann, who had a bit of a disaster and a title blow, dealt with him rather unsavourily come the first race of today, Wertungslauf 1. He starts 8th ahead of Lennox Litzinger, who did not make it to the end of the previous race itself. So hopefully very shortly we will be going into racing. So making their way through into the final couple of corners. So Casarino and Janssen, Nees and Kreling, Abbas, Steiger, Malakos, Hoffmann, Litzinger. That is your grid. Through into the tram lines we go. Revs rise. Are we racing? Timer has counted down already, and initially trying to get an eyeball on the start. And Casarino has managed to get away into the distance. Carlos Nees, I think, is in second position. Along with them is Arjen Kreling. Right, the battle for the title really heats up right now, because this is where things change, and they could change considerably, because Kreling is trying to get past Carlos Nees. Carlos Nees wants to race, just pure and simple, gets back past Arjen Kreling. That puts him between Arjen Kreling and Nicolas Casarino. 8 minutes and 12 seconds remain on the clock in this race. The final race of the season, as Gabriel Hoffmann, I think, has just gotten past Christos Malakos in the meantime, coming out of the final corner. Gabriel Hoffmann has got past Noah Janssen. Has Janssen got an issue? That is my biggest question right about now. Christos Malakos has Gabriel Hoffmann. Well, Gabriel Hoffmann's up to P6. Noah Janssen's down into 7th. So this is where things have changed, and Nicolas Casarino has done exactly what he's needed to so far. This weekend, it has all come down to the final moments or so, as Arjen Kreling up the inside of Carlos Nees to retake second position, but Casarino has bolted. Casarino is gone. 1.428 seconds ahead of Arjen Kreling. And from this side, it's more a case of what is going to happen next. Who is going to go for it? Because at the end of the day, Nicolas Casarino has got an opportunity. Noah Janssen, who's now ahead of Gabriel Hoffmann, up into P6. Hoffmann's out of the title running. It is between the likes of, I think Casarino is going to be the biggest, closest competitor to Casarino. And at the moment, Casarino is doing what he needs to do. He was 1.428 seconds ahead of Arjen Kreling, as there's a little bit of a skirmish behind. Tim Steiger looks to have dropped down to the back of the field, as Casarino, 6 minutes and 14 seconds on the clock remains, as there is a brazen move. I mean, what Carlos Nees does not need to do is get into... The thing is that they might be racing, but this is hampering Arjen Kreling's opportunity at the title. Casarino, I think, has got a perfect score on the cards. And Casarino nearly did that back on the 21st and the 22nd, back at Kerpen, you know, 6 weeks ago. Casarino has come here, and he's come here to fight. And that is not what Nicolas Casarino, well, that's not what Arjen Kreling wants. Noah Janssen wants to be up there or thereabouts. And the problem here for Noah Janssen is that how does he come back at the field? And Carlos Nees is the quickest one out, 53.303, and is still ahead of Arjen Kreling. Arjen Kreling is fast seeing those title aspirations slip away into the distance, because now Noah Janssen is closing in on them. Janssen needs to get himself into the top two, and if he does so, then that's going to help him out no end. And the lap times at the moment, 53.308 is the quickest lap time of anybody. That is from Carlos Nees, who is still in second. I'm sure there's probably going to be a little bit of frustration into this for Arjen Kreling. Kreling has done the job that has been asked of him all the way through the season. Just keeping an eye on the lines that these drivers are using through the hairpin. Right, showers have started again. This is the real test of anyone's mettle, as Noah Janssen does a bit of a Ken block going sideways through the last right-hander, and that is a decisive move for him. Here comes Gabriel Hoffmann. So it looks like, now I'm wondering, did anyone decide to maybe go on to a different tyre? They knew that the rain was coming. If they've done that, Lennox Lidsinger will unfortunately not be making the end of the race, having retired on lap 3. Just going to keep an eye on people's lap times. They're pretty consistent with each other. Nicolas Casarino is running on the 1 minute point 6s, so the times have dropped. So I'm looking at it. Yeah, everyone has been on slick tyres. Everyone is on slicks. And the track is getting wetter and wetter. So it's not going to help the drivers much, because they've now got to work around this problem that they have, which is effectively a damp track, tyres, and there is a move on Arjen Kreling by Gabriel Hoffmann. So Hoffmann now finds himself in what is a net 4th position on the road. That could be crucial to whatever points he receives at the end of this season. So 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock, plus an additional lap, and the lines are getting wider on how quickly these drivers are moving around this circuit. And it's always dependent on how much composure you have to get yourself to the checkered, despite whatever the weather gods might throw at you. And they have thrown a bit of rain at everybody here today. We've had it in DD2. We've had it now in, well, DD2 twice, actually. So this is going to be a rather crucial point of the season for these drivers, because Carlos Nees has got Noah Janssen closing in on him at a big, big rate of knots. Could be all decisive. Very much all decisive from Noah Janssen, and Carlos Nees is still ahead. And we've just had, right, they've stopped the race early. They have stopped the race early. They red flagged it. The rain is coming down. That is a very, very shrewd call. So they called it early. They called it early. I didn't see that one coming, but I thought that might be the case. So that rain now has come down. So that means, here are your results for the race. Nicolas Casarino takes the victory by 7.161 seconds. lap times actually dropped off by the best part of over 16 seconds in the latter part of this race. Carlos Nys takes second ahead of Noah Janssen. Gabriel Hoffmann in fourth place ahead of Arjen Kreiling, Christos Malakos, Len Abbas, Tim Steiger, Lennox Leitzinger, and I think it's going to be close between Casarino and Janssen for the title. I think it might go Janssen's way, but obviously that is dependent, so that is a provisional, not assumption, but a provisional estimated guess from myself.